now. Now, so in today's session, we are going to discuss about the remaining two types of reports, like the matrix and the joined reports. Along with that, we are discussing about how can we schedule a report. For example, I'm working for a project. As part of that project requirement, every day we are storing some data which is associated with that organization. It may be customers' data, it may be products data, it may be sales data, whatever. So, as a support person, every day I need to get the list of customer records which we have captured today. I need to get the daily sales report, and I need to get all our products information and the stock availables information every day with the help of the manual process. So every day I need to get the sales report manually, and that report I need to share to my manager or to my CEO or anybody as well. In this case, it's a manual process we are using as of now. So every day evening 7 o'clock after the business hours, I'm running a report. In that report, I'm going to be identifying how many customers has visited today and how many products they have purchased and what is the stock availability and how much revenue we have generated. Everything I need to generate in terms of a report, that report I need to share to my higher official people. It's my daily routine job. It's my daily routine job. So when you go to the banking organization also, every day, so many customers are visiting the bank. They're performing their own transactions also. It may be deposit, it may be withdraw, whatever. By end of the day, the bank employees are going to be generating the reports, which is used to get the tally of how many withdrawals the customer has made as of now, how many deposits they have made, and what is the cash in hand. Everything they have to find out, and they have to hand over the whole cash to the bank manager by end of the day. It's a daily routine process. In this case, what happened? We are going to be generating the report manually after the business hours. For example, because of some medical emergencies, because of some personal work, I'm leaving a bit early today, or I'm in vacation, or I'm in leave sometimes. In this case, who will take care the responsibility to generate the reports manually after the business hours every day? I need to allocate to some other persons. I need to delegate my responsibility to some other person that please sit for some time after the business hours and generate the reports and send these reports to that our higher official people. So in this case, what happened? It's a manual process. If I'm in the organization, then I need to take care of that. If I'm not present in the organization, if I'm in the vacation, then I need to delegate this responsibility to somebody else. In this case, instead of performing these kind of activities manually, why can't we automate these kind of processes? Further, Salesforce has given a feature called as report scheduler. Salesforce has given a feature called as report scheduler. So now already we have discussed yesterday, Salesforce is providing the two features to you, report builder, report scheduler. By using report builder, we can able to build the report by specifying the required columns, by specifying the required order, and by specifying the required filters, and by adding the conditional highlightings on those columns, by grouping the records and everything. So now in this case, when coming to the Salesforce, not only generating that report manually, not only executing that report manually, that we can make that process as an automated. Instead of running that report manually, I would like to make it as an automated process where, based on the specific time period, every day, or based on the time interval which you have configured, the report has to be get run automatically. It has to collect the data. The data it has to send as an email notification to the people to whom I have specified. So in this case, as of now, I am doing this activity manually. Every day at evening 7 o'clock, I'm running the report and I'm going to generating the report data. I'm exporting that report details into my Excel sheet. That Excel sheet I'm sending to my manager manually here as an email attachment. But in this case, I don't want to make this process as manual. I want to make it as automated over here. In this case, Salesforce is providing a feature called as scheduling option, which will be available as part of report scheduler. By using the report scheduler, what we can do, we can able to schedule a report which can be run on the periodical intervals which we have specified. It may be daily, it may be weekly, it may be monthly, it may be quarterly, whatever. It depends upon your requirement over here, we can configure. So in this case, we have to specify the report which you would like to run, and then once the report data has been getting collected, because here already we have discussed, only the report configuration parameters will be storing inside the database, and the report data should be always real-time data. Okay, always real-time data. It's not the old data, always it is getting the latest data from that objects, and that latest data will be making it visible to you. So for that here, as soon as whenever you are scheduling the report, then depends upon the periodical intervals which you have specified, the report will get run, it will collect the data, and the data will be placing inside the email notification content, and that email notification will be sending to the people to whom you have specified. So now here in this case, how can we schedule a report over here? We can able to schedule the report either daily, or we can schedule weekly, or we can schedule monthly, or we can schedule quarterly, depends upon your requirement, etc. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to schedule that report over here based on your need. So in this case, how can we schedule this report over here? Now let's see practically. So now let's take that report, whatever the report that we have. Go to the reports folder, nothing but the reports tab. So whatever the report that you have generated, all the reports will be getting visible. So now those reports I have stored inside my folder called as CIS sales reports. Click on that CIS sales reports. Whatever the reports are available inside the CIS sales reports folder, all these reports will be getting visible to you. From that one, select the report which you would like to make it as schedulable. For example, I would like to schedule this report over here, accounts by rating. Open that report. Now, in order to schedule this report, how can we make it schedule? So now here in this case, whenever you are trying to be running the report, here you will be having an option called as run report button. There is an option called as run report button. Now this button will be looking like as what? Like as a pick list. Okay, this is a button control, but this is looking like as a pick list control over here. Now in this case, as soon as when you expand this pick list, it is going to be displaying two options to you. One is run the report now, nothing but if you want to run this report right now, click on this button, or we can able to schedule it for future runs. Okay, we can make it as schedule. Nothing but we can run it now. Nothing but you can click on that. Nothing but manually we can run, or we can able to make this process as an automated by scheduling the report as well. So now here in this case, how can we schedule the report? Now go to that run report button. Beside that, expand this pick list. You will be having the two options are available here. Run the report now or schedule for future runs. Nothing but you can make it as schedule, or else you can run the report now itself. Nothing but manually. I want to make it as schedule. So click on schedule future runs. Okay, schedule future runs. So now here in this case, now it is providing a user interface in order to schedule the report to you. In this case, so now whenever you are going to be running the report that already we have discussed, report will be always running based on that currently logged in users profile level permission. Based on the profile level permission of the user who is running that report, whatever the records on which he is having the access, only those records will be getting visible inside the report. The remaining records will not be visible. So in this case, based on which user credentials do you want me to run the report? So in this case, for example, we are having two users are there. User 1, user 2. User 1 has created some 100 records. User 2 has created some 20 records. So now these records they have created in account table. Whenever user 1 logged in, when you click on the accounts tab, it will display all the 80 records which he has created. When the user 2 has logged into that application by using his credentials, as soon as when you click on accounts tab, it will display the 10 records to you. Why? Because here user 1 has created 80 records, user 2 has created some 20 records over here. What are the records they have created by default, those people will be the owner. Now at that time, as a owner, they will be having the full control so that they can able to access their fields as well. Now, in this case over here, whenever I am going to be running that report, based on which profile level users permissions I would like to consider. Upon executing this particular report, then which profile user permissions do I need to consider? We need to cross check that. So for that here we can specify any of that users information based on which you would like to run the report over here. So now here in this case, I would like to run the report based on the training Salesforce user. And once the report has been run, then whatever the data it has collected, to whom you want me to send as the email notification. Okay, to whom you want me to send. So now we can select the users. In this case, we can able to select the users, or we can select the public groups, or based on role, or based on roles and subordinates as well. We can able to send the email notification. So now in this case, now whenever you are going to be running the report, then through that the scheduling process, the scheduled report can able to return more than 2000 records also. That yesterday I have discussed to you, I told you that report can able to produce maximum of 2000 records, not more than that. If you want, if you are having some more number of records are there, some 10,000, 20,000 records are there. If you want to get all these records to be get considered inside that profile, sorry, inside that report, then we have to go for that scheduling report here. Why? Because is the manual report can produce maximum of 2000 records, but the scheduled report can produce more than 2000 records also. That flexibility is available. Now, in this case, how can we schedule the report over here? For that, we can specify the frequency like as daily. If it is daily, that will be every day or every weekday. So now every day means Monday to Sunday. Every weekday means nothing but Monday to Friday. Depends upon your need. Or else weekly if you want to run. If it is weekly means then all the days inside the week are only some specific days. Like sometimes I want to run the report only on Monday and the Wednesday. These are the 2 days I would like to run the report. Like that you can specify. Sometimes I want to run the report monthly, so that you can specify that monthly option also. Now, so in this case, how can we schedule this report over here? Now we can specify the option either daily, weekly, or monthly. We can specify. Now I would like to run this report daily here. Daily means every day. Every day I would like to run the report, and whatever the records it has collected through the report, those records I would like to send the email notification to the specific people over here. So in this case, how can we send this information to the other people inside the organization? Now, so for that here we are having an option called as email the report. Email report. Nothing but whatever the content it has collected by executing the report. Now that email content, nothing but that report result, to whom do we need to send it as an email attachment over here? So now here in this case, what we can do? Now, so now I would like to send that email notification of that report content only to me or to other people. Nothing but if you want to make, if you want to send this email notification to based on either roles and the subordinates and the public groups, you can able to specify. So here you are having the only public groups and the users. Two options are available over here. Now depends upon your need, we can able to specify over here. I would like to send it every day, nothing but Monday to Saturday, Friday. I would like to send that what are the reports it has generated by executing the report builder and the report scheduler, and how long time you want to continue this process here. From today, we are starting the scheduling the report. So now from today onward, till how long time it has to run? For the next 2 months, next 3 months, next 1 year, next 5 years, or what? So now till what date you would like to run this report as it is in the scheduling process over here. For that you can specify. By default, Salesforce is giving the 1 month time to you here. Now 4/8/2049. Nothing but today's date is the 4 for US. Now, so now it will be running from 4th, nothing but from now onwards for the next 1 month, nothing but next 4th. Now it will be running as it is every day here. Whenever we are going to be running this particular report, then we can specify what will be your preferred start time. Nothing but when you want to run this report over here. Every day, morning, 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or what? When? So that Salesforce has given the 3 options to you over here. Now, the preferred start time, nothing but what will be the start time to you here. Find available timings over here. Depends upon the server, it will be having some different timings are available. 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 9 p.m. 12 a.m., 3 a.m., and the 9 p.m. These are the three options are available in the reports by which we can able to schedule the report to be get run based on the need. Now here in this case, what will be your preferred start time over here? Now the preferred start time is 3 o'clock in the morning, which is outside of the business hours. Outside the business hours at 3 o'clock in the morning, it has to run because during that time everybody will be in the sleeping. Businesses will not be running. Business will not be operating during that time. So in this case here, I would like to run the report during that 3 o'clock. Specify the time as 3 o'clock and click on Save Report Schedule. Now, so now here in this case, we have scheduled that report over here. For example, I'm having so many reports are there which we have generated. CIS sales report. Then how do you know which report is a scheduled report? Which reports are manual reports? Then how do we know? So for that, as soon as when you go to the reports list, now here it is indicating a column that is called as a timer control. Nothing but it is a whether it is the scheduled report or not. And then we are going to be indicating over here whether it is scheduled report or not. Now in this case, now, so whenever if you want to make this report generation process as an automated, then we can go with that. Then in this case, we can able to automate with the help of that scheduling that report over here. So in this case, I have created my own folder with the name CIS sales reports. Inside this, we have placed so many reports are available here, which we have configured yesterday. Now from this report, it is indicating for one report, it is having a tick mark for the timer control. Nothing but this is a scheduled report over here. Whenever we are going to be listing out these particular reports, now this column timer control is indicating this is a scheduled report. For the remaining reports, you don't have any such checkbox. Only for that scheduling reports only will be having that option, so that here we can able to make it scheduled as well here. So in this case, whenever in the entry point of view, if they ask a question like my report is generating 2000 records, but I'm having some 5000 records are there inside my object, then how can we display all those 5000 records? At that time, schedule the report. The option is schedule the report. Through that scheduling, we can able to indicate that reports to be get run on the specified time period based on the specified period of interval, and it will be running on the specific time period over here. Nothing but some preferred start time. Based on the preferred start time, based on the frequency, it is going to be running the report. Whatever the content it has collected, that whole content will be converting into that another format, and that content will be sending to you as an email notification over here. That including that content into your email template over here. That flexibility will be available to you. So this is the way we can able to run the report. We can able to run the report by using that scheduling process. Now, the next one. So now we will see the concept of joined reports. So what do you mean by these joint
Feroz?
reports basically? Yeah.
We don't have the option quarterly, right, in the schedule?
Sorry?
Quarterly. There is no option for quarterly, right, in the
No, there is no
scheduling
option for the
screen.
quarter. No.
But
We can able
is
to
it
specify
possible?
that. You want to make it as?
Quarterly.
You want to make it as quarterly, then there is no such option over here. You will be having that only the monthly, and then you can specify that daily or the weekly here. But we don't have the quarterly option. But if you want to get some quarterly options at that time, we have to get those reports. Nothing but we have to collect that data, and then that data we can able to send it to the people using that email content with the help of the batch processing. By using that batch programming and by using that schedule programming, we can able to run that particular schedule and collect the data based on your requirement with the required query, and then place that information in terms of an email template, and we can able to send it to the people over here. That flexibility will be there to you. But inside this report scheduling process directly, we don't have this quarterly option here.
Thank you, Feroz.
Okay. Now, the next one is the joined reports. What exactly this joined reports? Basically, joined reports are used to merge the two reports information into a single report. We can able to club or we can able to display the multiple reports information inside a single report itself. For example, assume that I am working as a support person, nothing but a customer support. So now every day we are receiving so many complaints or the cases which has been raised by the customers. And as soon as we have received the case, then we will start working on those cases over here. Based on the SLA, we'll try to resolve that case. Whenever we are working on those cases, sometimes we are able to finish or we are able to resolve the cases on time within the specified SLA. But sometimes few cases may be getting escalated as well, and on few cases still we may be working on. In this case, what happened here? Whenever you are working on some set of cases every day, then at that time we can able to intimate to our manager that today these many number of cases has been assigned to me in some terms of a separate table, and from those cases these many number of cases I have closed. That information inside a separate table. These many number of cases are in progress. These many number of cases are still in new status. These many number of cases has been escalated. Like that, we can able to display this information into the various tables as well. Generally, to display the information in terms of a table, we are going to be using the tabular format. Okay, we are using the tabular format. So now here in this case, I would like to generate the report over here where I would like to display a table which is having all the information about the new cases. New cases information has to be get visible inside a separate table. And I would like to display one more table over here. Closed cases information. Closed cases. And I would like to have one more table over here. So which will be for the in progress cases. In progress cases. Nothing but whatever the cases that we are working right now. In this case, what happened? This is a separate table, nothing but it's a separate report. This is a separate table, this is a separate table. In our normal reports, like as it may be the summary, it may be the tabular, it may be the matrix. we can able to show the information of one or more objects in a single table itself. But we can't represent the data in the multiple tables. Now in this case, Salesforce has given one more report format called as joined report, where we can able to club the multiple reports information inside a single report itself. The flexibility will be available to you. So now here in this case, how can we generate this joined report? Now let's see practically. Go to the reports, click on new report button, select the information about the cases, so that I'm going to that customer support and reports. I'm selecting the object as cases. Click on create a button in order to generate a new report. So by default, it is trying to be generating a tabular format of report over here. But I don't want tabular format report. I want a joined report, so that I'm selecting the report type as joined. I'm selecting the report type as joined report. In this case, I want to show the columns inside this. So these are the columns are available inside my report as of now. But these columns I don't want here. I don't want these columns. I want to display only few columns. Like as I want to remove this owner, case owner. I don't want this subject also. I don't want this date or time open. I don't want this age. I don't want this open. I don't want this closed. I want to place some different fields of that case object. Like I want to place the case number. So this is the case number field. And the status of the case. I want to add the case status. And the priority of the case. I would like to add the priority. And the type of the case. What type of problem it is. We can able to display that here. Now this customer name also I don't want. So that I'm removing this one. So now when I run this report, so it is indicating all the cases which you are currently working on. It may be the closed cases. It may be the new case. It may be the escalated, whatever. All the cases information will be getting visible to you over here. So now here in this case, but I don't want to show all these cases information in a single table. I would like to divide into the multiple tables over here. I would like to divide this information into the multiple tables by using the joined reports. Then how can we divide those information here? Now let's see. Go to the customize button. So this is the block, cases block 1, which is going to be displaying all the cases information. But what I want to do is, I don't want to show all the cases. I want to show only the closed cases. For that, here I'm changing the title also. Now, when you click on this cases block 1, it will be displaying like as a editable format. So that this will be, I want to show the closed cases. I'm giving that information as closed cases. This is the closed cases. Then in this table, I want to show only those closed cases records here. The remaining cases I don't want to show. Then what we can do, we need to add the filter. Where on top of that table, you will be having the filter option is available. So this is the filter option. This filter option is for what? Closed cases block. Now observe this one. This is the closed cases block is there, so that it will be providing one filter option to you. Now, here in this case, click on this add button in order to add the filter. So what is that filter that you want to add? Based on that case status. Now based on that case status field, I'm selecting the case status. So now if the status is equals to close, then please display only those records to me. closed. Click on insert selected button and click on OK. Nothing but it is going to populating only those case records which has been closed. Okay, which has been closed as of now over here. Now in this case, the closed cases information we are able to display. Then why can't we display the remaining information? Now in this case, I would like to add one more filter over here. Now this closed cases, nothing but when you run the report, it is displaying only those case records which has been raised by the customers which are which are in closed status over here. So the grand total is 23. Total these are the records are available, case records which are currently working right now. Nothing but here these are in active status, which are in closed status over here. Along with these closed cases, I would like to display the working cases also, new cases also. Click on customize. Now in this case, so now I would like to add one more table. Beside this table, I would like to add one more table in order to show the new cases information over here. So that specify what field information you want to place. Just you can able to place this field or drag and drop this field to the outside this box. So this is the particular block over here. This is the particular block. Outside this block, then you can able drag and drop that field information as well here. So at that time it will be generating a new block to you. It will generate a new block to you. So now go to that case number, just drag and drop to outside that block over here. Now it is creating one more block over here, cases block 2. I'm adding the status, and then I'm adding so I would like to add the priority field. I would like to add the type. Now, so now in this case, what happened? I would like to give a different name. This is not the normal cases block. So this is the in progress cases. In progress. In progress cases. Now, in this case, I'm giving that title as nothing but the chart title as in progress cases. Now, so in this particular table, I want to show only those case records which are currently working right now here. So now I need to filter it out. So when you come down, when you move it down over here, here you will be having two blocks are available here. Now this is the first block, which is used to add the filters for closed cases block, and this is the in progress block where we can able to add the filters which is related to the in progress block over here. So for each and every block, we can able to add the required conditions inside this. For this in progress, click on add button. Add a filter over here. That is the case status equals to in progress. Nothing but working. Click on OK. Now, so these are the in progress cases. But we don't have any in progress cases over here. Run the report now. It is displaying those cases records. Most of the cases are closed cases. Let me open any of the case record. Make it as in progress here. Now, Click on details. You will be having that case status. I'm changing it to working. And the secondary card, go to the details, go to the case status to working. So now here in this case, now run the report right now. Now we can able to get the record details as well over here. Nothing but 2 cases currently I'm working right now, and 21 cases already have resolved, nothing but the closed. And along with that, I want to show the cases which are recently they have assigned, but I haven't started as of now to work on those cases. Click on customize. Add one more block over here, the case number just you can place outside the block. So this is new cases, block. Specify the case number and then specify the information of the case origin and the case type and the case priority and the case status. So these are the columns over here. But in this case, on this particular block, what I want to do, I would like to apply some filters over here so that when you come down here, you will be having one more filter will be available to you here. So now you will be having one more filter option is available here. One more block will be getting added. Now this is the closed cases block, this is the in progress, and this is the new cases block. Here we have to add the required filters for that new cases table or the report. Now, so expand this. Now here, I would like to show only those new cases. So now go to this new cases block and add the required filter here. I'm going to the new cases block. I'm adding the filter with the name. Click on add button. Add a new filter based on that status equals to new. Insert selected. Click on OK. The records will be getting visible. Run the report and we can able to see that information here. So now these are the information here. Like these are the cases which we have closed. These are the cases which are in progress. These are the cases which are in new cases over here, nothing but the new status. Like that, we can able to send this report to our manager also, that flexibility will be available to you. Now, I'm going to be saving this report. Service. Join the report. I'm giving the same information over here. I would like to save this report inside my folder, CIS sales report. Click on save. The report has been saved over here. Now, when you go to the report again, if you want to group those columns inside this report based on a specific column, then you can group. For example, based on that priority, I would like to group those records so that we can specify the priority column and we can able to make it as summarize over here. That flexibility will be available to you. Based on that priority, I would like to summarize this. I'm going to the priority here. I'm going to placing it here. Drop a field here to group the reports. Now priority column. So based on the priority, it is going to be indicating to you. From there, we can able to add a chart also. Click on add chart. Nothing but the chart option is available for the summary report and the joint reports. For tabular reports, this will not be visible to you. I would like to display the chart option, which will be with this format over here, nothing but a funnel chart. Now I'm going for the priority, nothing but the formatting options. Now the show values, the show widgets, nothing but the percentages. Enable H over. Display the total sum of the records over here, nothing but these are the number of reports. Now this should be display chart position has to be get visible above the report. Chart size is medium. And the chart title is now daily service status report. Go to the chart data and the values, what values you want to consider. You want to consider either the closed cases or the in progress, nothing but in progress cases, or the new cases over here. Now I would like to consider new cases. So widgets are the priority here. Based on that, here we can able to generate the chart as well. But we can able to generate the chart for only one particular report over here. So now this is for the new cases. Now when you run the report, it is going to be indicating those information to you. Now the chart size is looking like as big. Now, when you go to that particular new reports, nothing but the new cases, we are having with the priority low, we have the 3 records are available here. With the priority medium, 0 records. With the priority high, we are having 0 records. So that we can able to apply the charts for your giant reports also. But from the giant report, for multiple reports, we cannot combine. For each report, we have to specify that the chart. The flexibility will be available to you. So this is the way we are going to be generating the joint reports, where we are going to clubbing the multiple reports information inside a single report, and we can able to export this data over here. Nothing but I'm going to displaying the printable view. When you click on printable view, the report data will be getting stored inside an Excel sheet in terms of a printable view format to you. And then we can make it, send it for the printing purpose. And we can able to send this report information to those people as well, to whomever you want. So now this is the closed cases information, and here's the in progress cases reports. This is the new cases report over here. So all are we have combined over here. That information will be getting visible to you. These are the total number of records are available to you. So this is a way we can able to generate that joint reports inside your Salesforce instance. And then the next type of report is matrix report. So what do you mean by this matrix report over here? So when coming to the matrix reports, this is also like a summary report, but in summary reports, we are going to be grouping the records based on row wise. But in matrix report, we can able to group the records based on both row wise as well as column wise also here. Now, by using matrix report, we can group the records based on both row wise grouping and the column wise grouping as well. Nothing but row wise grouping and column wise grouping both will be available when coming to the matrix reports. Now here in this case, how can we generate a matrix report over here? Now let's see practically. For example, I'm generating a report. Click on new report. I'm taking up the opportunity object. I want to show the opportunity records over here. Click on create. In this case, I am going to be displaying that information. I'm displaying the details over here. I would like to get the data from the all-time data I would like to consider. These are the records are available here inside my opportunity object. These are the records are available which I'm displaying inside my report. Upon generating the report, the default report type is tabular format. Now in my report, I want to show some information like opportunity name, type, lead source I don't want, expected revenue that I don't want, close date I don't want, next step I don't want, probability I'm displaying over here, and the physical period I don't want, age I don't want, created date, opportunity owner, owner role, customer name, all this information I don't want. I'm displaying only over here opportunity name, type, amount, stage, and the probability. These are the values I'm displaying over here. So now here in this case, whatever the report that we have, I would like to convert into the matrix report over here. Just to select this report, specify the format as matrix. Okay, specify the format as matrix over here. Now here when you observe this one, it will be indicating to you, drop a field here to create the row-wise grouping, drop a field over here to column-wise grouping. When coming to the matrix report, we can able to group the records based on both row-wise as well as the column-wise also here. Now, in order to group those reports based on the row-wise, I would like to use some stage. I would like to use that stage field, row-wise. So now, based on that stage, I'm going to be grouping this information over here. For each stage, these are the records are available. With the prospecting stage, one record is available. And this is the record. For the qualification, this is the one record is there. Here's the record. Needs analysis, one record. Value proposition, 2 records. ID decision making, 3 records. Like that here, on each and every stage, it is displaying those number of records as well. So based on that row, we have grouped that records here. And the column wise also I would like to group those records over here. For the column wise, I would like to use the probability. I'm placing that probability over here. It is going to be grouping that information to you. Now, this type I don't want. I'm removing this type column. Opportunity name I don't want. And amount value also I don't want over here. When you run the report, it is indicating to you here. Now the row-wise grouping and the column-wise grouping, both will be available to you. So now with that stage prospecting, we are having one record is available with the probability 10%. Okay, with the probability 10%, we are having one record is available. Probability is indicating nothing but stage is indicating what? Stage is indicating what is the current stage of that opportunity in our opportunity life cycle. And the probability is indicating how much percentage that you are confident with that opportunity. For example, assume that I went to an interview. Today afternoon, I went to an interview which is in some TCS organization for a specific position, Java developer or Salesforce developer, whatever. Once I'm done with the interview, when I came back to my room, one of my roommate asked me, how was the interview? How did you perform in the interview? So depends upon your performance, we are going to be indicating that if you performed well, then we can say 100% I'm having the confidence that I will be getting the next round call again. Suppose if you did not perform well, I can say 50-50 chances. Nothing but probability is 50%. Nothing but I may success, I may go to the next level, or I may be failed in the first level itself. Like that 50-50 chances. Nothing but what will be the probability? How much confident that you are with your opportunity here. In this case, when coming to the Salesforce for each and every opportunity, upon getting that customer to sell out the product, we are going to be having the stage which indicates what is the current stage of this opportunity. So when coming to the opportunity, it is indicating over here in that stage prospecting with the probability 10%, we are having one record is there. Total in the prospecting, we are having total grand total is 1. Nothing but the row wise grouping and the column wise grouping both will be available in this case. Now the qualification. Now with the stage qualification, we are having one record is available. With the needs analysis stage, we are having one record is available. With the value proposition stage, we are having 2 records are there. Like that here, we can able to indicate totally how many number of records are available, that we can able to group the row wise as well as the column wise also here. The flexibility will be available to you as part of this matrix report over here. When coming to the matrix report, it is going to be indicating both row wise grouping and the column wise grouping also here. If you want to show this information in terms of some chart, then we can able to use that chart as well. I'm using the vertical bar chart over here. The records count and the x-axis, I want to take it as the stage, and the group by, I would like to take it as the stage, or else I don't want to take it anything here. Go to the formatting options. Chart title is Opportunity Reports, and the legend position should be and display in the below that the chart. Show y-axis values as well. Enable H over. Chart should be on the above the report. Chart size is small. Chart size is small. Now click on OK. Now it is indicating that report to you, chart to you here. Run the report. Now we can able to cross check that with the prospecting stage, we are having one record is available here, one opportunity. With the qualification stage, we are having one opportunity. With the needs analysis 1, value proposition 2, ID decision maker 3, perception analysis 1, proposal or price code 2, negotiation or review 2, closed 1 18. Nothing but closed 1 means what? We got this opportunity. Successfully we have closed this opportunity here. Nothing but we have sold out the product. Customer has purchased the product, so that we got this opportunity, so that is nothing but the closed 1. So this is the way we are going to be generating the chart for the matrix report as well here. We can display the row wise grouping, and we are displaying the column wise grouping also with the help of the matrix report over here. This is the way we are generating the matrix reports in Salesforce. Now, I'm saving this report now. Now I'm saving inside my folder. So this is the way we are going to be generating the reports in Salesforce. So once we have generated the report, then in order to generate a dashboard, we are using new dashboard here. Click on new dashboard. Whatever the report that you have generated, that report we can able to pass to the dashboard component as a data source. As a data source, we can able to pass that report to your dashboard component as a data source. Then whatever the data is available inside the report, that data will be getting represented to you in the pictorial format. So for that we are using the dashboard component. Nothing but whatever the reported data that we have, that reported data we can able to represent in terms of a pictorial format with the help of the dashboard component over here. So now here in this case, how can we generate this dashboard? So now there is a dashboard canvas is available. This is the dashboard canvas. On this dashboard canvas, we can able to place the dashboard components. Where we have the components, these are the dashboard components are available here. These are the multiple dashboard components types are available. Now in this case, we can able to place these dashboard components. Now this is the pie chart. I'm placing it over here. And the GURS chart. And the funnel chart. And the donut chart. And the scattered chart. And the line chart. Like that we can able to place. Nothing but what happened, multiple dashboard components I'm placing on the dashboard canvas. Now in this case, on a single dashboard canvas, we can able to place a maximum of 20 dashboard components, not more than that. That is the limitation given by the Salesforce. On a dashboard, we can have maximum of 20 dashboard components, not more than that. So now once you have specified some dashboard components over here, then in order to display that information, nothing but the pictorial format, we have to supply a report as the data source. Nothing but for the dashboard component, report is the data source. Now in this case, what type of report? Tabular report will not be supported as the data source for the dashboard component. For this dashboard component, the data source should be either a matrix report or it may be a summary report. It may be the matrix report, it may be the summary report. Now in this case, when coming to the dashboard components, we are having one component type called as Visualforce. Now for this Visualforce component, Visualforce page will be the data source over here. For the remaining dashboard components, only the summary or the matrix type of reports will be the data source over here. So now here in this case, where the data source we can place. Now here, when you go to the left panel here, we are having the two tabs are there. Components tab and the data source tab. Now currently we are in the components tab, which are displaying all the components to you, and we have placed those components over here. When you go to the data source tab, it is populating either reports or the Visualforce pages. When you go to the reports, it is populating my custom folder, CIS sales report. From that one, it is populating all the reports to you over here. Okay, all the reports to you getting visible to you. Now, for example, heart rating customers. Nothing but this is one of the tabular report which you have generated in the study session. When you try to place this heart rating customers report as a data source, just you can drag and drop. Observe what will happen in this case. It is giving the error message. This report cannot be used as the source for this component. If it is a summary or matrix report, add one or more groupings inside the report. Nothing but it may be summary, it may be matrix report, can be get possible to specify as a data source for your dashboard component here. Now, I would like to generate that report based on that type here, based on the rating. Accounts by rating. Now this report I am going to passing as a data source. Now the same report I am going to be displaying, passing to the remaining components over here. The same report I am passing to the remaining components also, so that it can able to generate that pictorial format to me here. Now here in this case. Now the report is same. Nothing but the accounts by rating. Nothing but we have grouped the records based on the rating. The same report we have represented in different formats over here. So this is a separate format. The pie chart, GURS chart, and the funnel chart. and then scattered chart, and then you will be having the line chart. Like that here, multiple charts we have used where we are going to displaying that information over here. In this case, the report is only one. The same report we can able to represent in the multiple formats also. That flexibility will be available with the help of this dashboard components over here, with the help of this dashboard component. So once you are ready with this dashboard component, we can able to save this dashboard component over here. Click on save. I'm giving that name as CIS Sales Dashboard. CIS Sales Dashboard, which I'm saving inside my personal dashboards folder. Now click on save and run the dashboard here. Now it has been saved. It is running that dashboard component over here. Now this dashboard component is going to be representing that information to you by default. The whole information is getting visible to you inside this. So it depends upon the user who has logged in, it will be generating the data, getting the data, it will be displaying those information to you inside this. Now in this case over here, how can we display this dashboard onto my home page? Because whenever as a salesperson or a marketing person, whenever I have login into my Salesforce application, it has to show to me how much revenue that we have generated, how many customers we have added, how many customers are with a hard rating, how many customers are with a warm rating, with a cold rating, with empty rating, how many customers are there. Everything I can able to keep on cross check that information. I don't want the detailed report, I want the pictorial format. That's it. So for that here, how can we place this dashboard onto my home page over here? So in this case, go to the setup menu. Go to the setup menu. Go to the build menu in the left panel. Click on customize. Go to the home option and expand it. You will be having the option called as home page layouts. Click on home page layouts. This is the default layout has been given by the Salesforce by default. Click on DE default. Now click on edit button. Inside this, you will be having an option called as dashboard snapshot. If you want to display the dashboard snapshot also, then we can able to specify over here. Select this checkbox to display the dashboard components also. Select the checkbox, click on next. As soon as when you click on next, where you want to show these dashboards. When you go to my home page, inside my home page, I'm having the calendar option first, and then my task, and then items to approve option is available here. Then where you want to show this dashboard here. Dashboard component I want to show first, and then this calendar and remaining things I would like to move it down. So further you can specify the order here. Dashboard has to be get visible first, and then calendar, and then task, and then items to approve. These are the options has to be get visible in this order here. Click on save button over here. As soon as when you click on save, when you go to that home page, it is going to be visible that particular dashboard to you over here. The dashboard will be getting visible to you inside the home page, so that as soon as once you log into your application, once you go to your office, directly we can log in into the application, we can cross check what is that daily sales report or daily that customers information report. Everything we can able to cross check that information by sitting inside this place itself. If you want to get the latest data, then you can simply click on refresh button. It will be refreshing the data. The latest data it will collect. It will generate the report. That report will be using as the data source for this dashboard component over here. This dashboard component will be getting reflected automatically based on the number of records has been written by that report over here. So we can able to see the latest data as well. So this is the way we are going to be generating the dashboard components in Salesforce. So this is the information about the reports and the dashboards in Salesforce.